All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to walk through the entire modern interview process, from that very first application all the way to what you do after the interview is over. Think of this as your complete guide to the interview journey.
I love this quote because it just nails it. It completely flips the script, right? It's not about passing some test, it's about showing up and expressing who you really are. And that shift in mindset, well, it changes everything.
So where does it all begin? Right here, with your application. This is your first impression, and you really only get one shot to make it count. Now, a great job search isn't about just hitting up one spot. You've got to cast a wide but really smart net. That means you're combining the huge reach of something like LinkedIn with the power of an inside referral and then zeroing in with those niche job boards. It's about being in all the right places at once. Okay, this is huge. Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got the classic spray and pray method. And trust me, it almost never works. But on the other side, that's the surgical approach. Taking the time to customize your resume with the exact keywords from the job description. That's not just a trick. It shows you've actually done your homework, and it's going to skyrocket your chances of getting a reply.
And if you're wondering, does all that extra work actually pay off? Well, here's your answer. 10. The source material we looked at highlights a candidate who landed an incredible 10 offers by using these exact smart tactics. It's just powerful proof that quality crushes quantity every single time.
Okay, so you've tailored your application, you've got the email. Now what? It's prep time. And I'm not just talking about a quick Google search of the company 5 minutes before the call. This goes way deeper.
A winning prep strategy really stands on 3 pillars. First, there's the tactical stuff, the research. Then you move into the crucial part, rehearsal. But the final piece, the one most people forget, is the mental game, centering yourself so you can walk into that interview feeling calm and totally focused.
And that second pillar, rehearsing, it is so important. I mean, check this out. It's a great real-world story. There's a massive difference between thinking you know what to say and actually saying it out loud. When you practice out loud, you're building muscle memory. You're smoothing out your delivery. You're going to sound natural, not like a robot reading a script.
And what about those pre-game jitters? Come on, we all get them. The source material points to some fantastic grounding techniques. And these aren't just silly little tricks, they're practical tools. Doing a few voice warm-ups, taking some deep breaths, and even just quickly reviewing your biggest wins on a cheat sheet right before the call can completely change your energy.
Okay, deep breath. This is it. Game time. You've done the prep, you're in the interview, but let's be real. Even with the best preparation, you have to expect the unexpected. And we should talk about that, because interviews are rarely just a simple Q&A. They're these dynamic conversations that can take a sharp turn in a split second. So what are the curveballs you should be ready for?
Here are some of the classics you've got to be ready for. The interviewer might suddenly go from super friendly to all business. You might get a technical question that comes out of left field. And then, of course, there's the dreaded, tell me about a time you failed. These aren't just questions, they're stress tests. The real key is to not get rattled.
And just to give you a high-stakes, real-world example, the source material notes that interviews at big tech companies like Meta are known for being super structured but also really emotionally intense. This is exactly where all that prep you did on staying calm really pays off.
So, when that pressure hits, how do you not just survive but actually shine? Well, you fight back with your own strategy. You tell amazing stories that are backed up by hard numbers. You ask smart questions that prove you're thinking on a deeper level. And most of all, you just keep your cool and let your genuine excitement for the role come through.
All right, you made it through. The interview's over. But wait, you're not actually done. The final step, and honestly, maybe the most important one for your own growth, is the debrief.
Now, this part is so easy to skip, but it's where the real learning happens. You've got to take a minute for an honest self-assessment. What went really well? Awesome. Celebrate that. Maybe your storytelling was fantastic. And what were the lessons? Maybe you realized you talked a little too much, or you totally forgot to ask about the team culture. This isn't about beating yourself up, it's all about getting better for the next one.
And you know, all of this really brings us to our final powerful idea. An interview isn't just a hurdle to get a job. It's a mirror. It reflects right back at you what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and how ready you are to really truly own your own story.
So as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with this question to chew on. Doesn't matter if your last interview was yesterday or a year ago, take a second and think about what that experience really showed you about you.
What is your interview journey mirroring back to you right now?